The first $100,000 takes most people about 7 to 10 years. The second one usually takes about 4, and nobody really explains why. It's easy to assume the people who hit it early are just earning more than everyone else. Some of them are. But when you actually look at the numbers, at what they did, not what they made, almost all of them did the same 4 things. None of them are complicated. Most people get at least one of them wrong for years. This video is about those 4 things. Not motivation, not hustle, not get rich quick. Just the 4 decisions that consistently separate people who reach the first $100,000 in their 20s from people who are still working on it in their 40s. Here's the thing about the first $100,000 that Charlie Munger said, and everyone quotes, but almost nobody actually explains. It's hard because for that entire stretch, you are doing all the work. Every dollar comes from your paycheck. The market barely helps you. Compound interest is technically working, but it's working on such a small number that it feels invisible. After $100,000, something shifts. A normal 8% year suddenly adds $8,000, about what someone with a side hustle earns in 6 months. The money starts pulling its own weight. The hill flattens out. So the question isn't, how do I get rich? It's, how do I get to the point where the math starts working for me instead of against me? Here's what actually moves the needle. Most people in their first few years of working are obsessed with their salary. They track every pay rise. They compare offers. They feel behind every time someone mentions a new role. And in all that time, most of them save almost nothing. The reason is simple, and it's worth sitting with. If you earn $80,000 and save 10%, you save $8,000 a year. If you earn $120,000 and save 10%, you save $12,000. A 50% pay rise, which most people never get in one shot, only moves you $4,000. But if you stay at $80,000 and push your savings rate from 10% to 30%, you save $24,000, 3 times more with no pay rise. This isn't an argument against earning more. Earning more is good, but the lever almost nobody pulls is the savings rate because it's the boring one. It requires you to look at your spending and be honest about it. The salary lever feels external, like the market decides. The savings rate lever feels internal, which is exactly why most people avoid it. The day you actually track where your money is going is uncomfortable. It's also the most useful day in your financial life. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember this. Your housing cost is the most powerful number in your financial life. Not your coffee, not your subscriptions, not avocado toast. Housing. The reason is that it's recurring, it's big, and it's locked in for at least a year at a time. Cutting your rent by $600 a month, by getting one flatmate, not by moving to a worse area, frees up $7,200 a year. Invested in a basic index fund at a normal long-term return, that one decision is worth roughly $360,000 over 30 years. One flatmate. This isn't about living somewhere miserable. It's about questioning the cultural script that says you've made it once you live alone in a nice flat. That script is expensive. It's the single most expensive lifestyle upgrade most people in their 20s make, and almost nobody runs the numbers on it. You can't out-budget bad housing. You can outhouse a bad budget. The version of you who has to decide to invest every month is unreliable. You see the money in your account, you have a bad week, you buy something, the investment doesn't happen. Multiply that by 24 months and you've lost a year of compounding. The version of you who set up an automatic transfer the day your paycheck hits, that version invests every single month, even when they don't feel like it. Especially when they don't feel like it. The trick is this. The money has to leave your account before you see it. Not after you've paid your bills, not whatever's left over. Before. Set up the standing order to transfer to your investment account the same day your salary arrives. This sounds obvious. It's also the single behavior that separates people who actually invest from people who plan to invest. There's no middle ground. The trap most new investors fall into is thinking they're clever. They build watch lists, they read earnings reports, they make small bets on individual companies because they feel like they understand the industry they work in. On average, those investors underperform a plain global index fund by several percent every year, some years by 10% or more. This is the part that's hardest to accept. The optimal strategy for almost everyone, including the coworker who won't shut up about his stock picks, is to buy a broad index fund every month and ignore it. That's it. That's the whole thing. It doesn't feel like enough. It doesn't feel like you're doing anything. That's exactly why it works. Every time you try to be clever, you're competing against people who do this professionally, full time, with better information than you'll ever have. You're not going to beat them. Most professionals don't beat them. Accepting that early is worth more than any stock pick you'll ever make. So, back to the question we started with. Why does the second $100,000 come so much faster? It's because by the time you've hit the first one, you've already done the hard part. Not the saving, the figuring out. You've found your savings rate. You've sorted your housing. The transfers are automatic. You've stopped trying to be clever. After that, the money compounds and you mostly just don't get in its way. The boring part is where most of the wealth actually gets built. It just doesn't look like much from the outside. If you got something out of this, there's a follow-up video coming on the exact mechanics of how to build a starter portfolio from scratch. Subscribe if you want to see that one when it's out.